Let me tell you something that'll make your coffee spill if you ever think life can't flip you upside down in the blink of an eye. Just ask anyone who's seen the inside of a hospital at 3 a.m. or heard their name yelled in a voice they barely recognize. That's exactly what happened in my family. And honestly, I still wake up some nights hearing the cane hitting the floor, wondering how a home can twist into a war zone so fast. Yeah, that happened, and it started on a morning nobody will ever forget. So picture this. Mama Sandra, 80 years old, blind, all skin and bones, curled up on cold tiles, and the only warmth she gets is from the sunlight sneaking through the curtains, except today. It's a cane, heavy as regret, slamming down on her back again and again. And a voice screaming? That's Amaka, her own daughter-in-law, someone you'd expect to hear humming gospel songs in the kitchen, not yelling curses. But there she was, wild eyes, shaking hands, shouting, "You're a witch. You ruined my life. Why are you still alive when my womb is empty?" You know what I mean? That pain wasn't just in the cane. It was everywhere. Mama Sandra's voice, barely a whisper, trembling, "What did I do? What did I do?" She couldn't see the blows coming, but God. She felt every one like fire crawling across her skin. Now, the world should have stopped right there, but it didn't. Out of nowhere, the door cracks open. Benjamin, Amaka's husband, Mama Sandra's only son. He just stands in the doorway, face pale, like he's seeing a ghost. He wasn't supposed to be home, yet something just told him to check on Mama. Call it gut feeling, call it fate. And when he sees his mother broken on the floor, the cane in Amaka's hand, his voice drops to this chilling, cold whisper. "Amaka, what are you doing?" That was the moment everything changed. The cane hit the floor. Amaka's face fell apart. She tried to explain, but there was nothing to say. Benjamin, calm and quiet for half a heartbeat, just lets his anger explode, palm slapping across her cheek, betrayal and heartbreak all at once. She goes down hard, and he drops beside his mother, voice cracking, "Mama, I'm here, it's me." He picks her up like she's a child, and the whole house goes quiet, except for her soft crying. If you're wondering where hate like that comes from, it's not always born in a day. Amaka, she'd been fed poison by her friend Jennifer, calls in the night, whispers about curses and witches, all because she couldn't get pregnant. It's Mama Sandra. She's blocking your womb. You'll never have children until she's gone. That's what Jennifer said, and Amaka believed every word. Funny how doubt grows in the dark, you know? She let fear curl up beside her at night, and woke up every morning more certain that the only enemy in her life was an old, blind woman who just wanted to hear her grandchildren laugh. The hospital was a blur. Benjamin sat there for hours, not talking, just staring at his hands, feeling the weight of it all. The doctors patched up Mama Sandra bruises, welts, a heart so fragile one more shock might have stopped it for good. When Benjamin finally went inside to see her, she still managed to smile. "You didn't know," she whispered, squeezing his hand. "I never wanted to make it harder for you, son." But Benjamin was already blaming himself. How did it come to this? How does love turn to hate in your own living room? Back at the mansion, Amaka stared at herself in the mirror, her face swollen from the slap, heart hollowed out. She replayed Jennifer's voice over and over. "She's a witch. She's eating your babies in the spirit realm," and realized she'd handed over her mind to someone with nothing but bitterness to offer. Still, she clung to her pride, certain that what she did was justified. 2 days later, after Mama Sandra had survived the worst of it, Benjamin came home not as a husband, but as a man who'd lost his trust. Amaka tried to fix her hair, paint on a smile, but when he walked past her without a word and sat on the couch, the silence was louder than a gunshot. He looked up, voice flat. "I want a divorce." She dropped to her knees, crying, begging, blaming Jennifer, promising therapy, anything. But it was too late. "You beat my mother. You killed this marriage," he said, and that was the end of that. You'd think that's the worst twist, right? Nah, fate had a few more cards to play. 3 days later, the media exploded. Benjamin, once the perfect husband, stood beside another woman, Adana, a doctor who helped save Mama Sandra's life, introducing her at a press conference as someone who reminded him that peace and kindness still exist. The The sparkle on her finger said it all. Amaka, locked inside the mansion, watched her world shrink with every headline, every picture of Benjamin and Adana, every message she sent Jennifer that went unanswered. But when Amaka finally checked Jennifer's profile, reality hit Jennifer. The friend she trusted was living in a tiny village room with broken ceiling tiles. No husband, no money, just a mouth full of poison and a heart full of jealousy. So it was all for nothing? Amaka whispered, realizing she'd lost everything listening to someone who had nothing to lose. Benjamin didn't look back. He remarried Adana. They had twin girls. Mama Sandra, healed and happy, sat by the window telling stories. Amakash ended up back in her parents' mud house, watching life pass by from an old wooden bench. No job, no husband, no hope. But then, one quiet afternoon, someone knocked at the door at Ana, holding the twins, stopping by on her way through the village. "We came for medical outreach," Adana explained, offering peace instead of scorn. Amaka crumbled, tears flooding her face as she held one of the babies, realizing all she'd lost to fear and hate. "Mama Sandra forgave you," Adana said, and something inside Amaka finally broke, maybe for the better. But life doesn't always hand out clean endings. As Adana left, Amaka turned to see Jennifer standing by the old mango tree, smirking. "You still blaming me?" she sneered. But this time, Amaka didn't scream or cry. She just told Jennifer she wasn't angry anymore, that she was done fighting, done living in regret. "You lost your peace a long time ago. I'm still standing," she said, and turned her back on Jennifer for good. Months went by. Amaka started working at the village health clinic, helping other women, learning to deliver babies, slowly building herself back up. She found meaning in the work, a kind of healing she never thought possible. The community started to notice her again, not as the disgraced ex-wife, but as someone who actually cared. Meanwhile, in Lagos, Benjamin and Adana raised their daughters with laughter and love. Mama Sandra grew stronger, and sometimes Benjamin would catch a headline about Amake village midwife, the woman who found redemption. "She was never a bad person, just broken," he told Adana one evening, deciding right then and there to raise his girls to know love, not bitterness. 1 year later, Amaka was running a small women's center, helping girls who'd been lied to, who'd made mistakes, who were ready to heal. A message came through from an unknown number. "I'm proud of you, Amaka. Keep going." Didn't matter who it was from. For the first time, she was at peace. She had scars, sure, but now she was using them to light the way for others. So here's my question: what would you have done in Benjamin's shoes? In Amaka's? Do you think people really change, or are some mistakes just too big to forgive? Drop your thoughts below, share this story if it hit you somewhere deep, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that'll keep you thinking long after the video ends.